Good morning. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. New show we're introducing. It's called Triggered. It just came to me in the shower this morning. I'm soaping myself up and I'm like, the world gets triggered really easy. Very, very easy. I want to know this morning all the things that happened in the football world in the past 24 hours that have triggered you. I want to know what they are. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you sign up to the Discord server. Everyone who signed up to the Discord server is going to be able to enter our competition soon. It's arriving in about a week's time. We had to wait because I didn't realize how in demand they were. The PS5 is on its way. That is still coming. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to have a good chat this morning. Do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the share button. Let's do this, people. Yes, welcome back, people. Hope you're all doing very, very well today. I cannot believe what I'm seeing on social media today. I was disappointed at Man United's performance last night. There is no doubt. It was not great. It wasn't great. Do you know what I mean? We were good for 15, 20 minutes, distinctly average to poor after that, but we got the job done. We criticized it. We move on. In 48 hours time, we're going clear at the top of the league, bruv. Like, there's still things to look forward to. I've seen people having meltdowns. And this morning, I'm going to play a little trick. I'm going to see if I can wind some people up. And by George, it worked. By George! I never said that before. I never said by George in my life. It worked. Triggered. Scott Mctominay has triggered the world. They're raging. DNA, bruv. DNA. Saying Man United DNA and Scott McTominay. Wobbles, bruv. Rattled. It's amazing. Honest to God. The other one this morning is Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver has admitted and said, yeah, the Pickford should have got sent off against Van Dijk. Me, social media. Corruption. Fergie paid the refs. This is a disgrace. Why is it taking them 3 months? Our season is ruined. Wow. Like, you wanted this. You got it. And then boom, boom, boom. Mad. Triggered. Triggered. Just triggered. So all I've seen all morning is people hella triggered. Legit. Hella triggered. Can't believe it. Terry is good at winding people up and he knows it. It's all about the bacon. Very disingenuous. Listen, bro, it's not about being disingenuous. It's about having fun. And yeah, I do enjoy winding people up, but not because I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm just gonna. Well, that's a lie now. I never used to. I like poking the bear now because the bear's in the cage, bro. Big fat padlock. I got a long old stick. Ding ding. I'm gonna give him a little poke up. Big. She's gonna do that. Big in the ribs. Do you know what I mean? Just like doing it. It's funny. Because the one thing I put out a thing this morning that Scott McTominay scored 4 goals, which makes him the highest goal scoring CDM in European football. Now, this be a fact. This is a fact, right? 110%. It's a fact. He's a box to box. I know Ollie calls him a box to box. There's 2 things. One, everyone who hates Ollie that tells me don't listen to Ollie, man, chat shit. Now they're saying, but Ollie says he's a box to box, so he must be a box to box. Cool. Whenever we announce the double pivot formation, the 4-2-3-1, the same man that hates Scott, the same man that hate Ollie are like, why are we playing 2 DMs against Burnley? Why are we playing 2 DMs at home? Why is Paul Pogba being in a deep position for? Suddenly, Scott McTominay scored a few goals, and they're like, yep, he is a box-to-box. That's what he is, box-to-box. That's it, box-to-box. He's not a DM. It's the energy change, bruv. That's what I love about it. That's what I mean by triggered. The energy change. The jump up is mad. It's like, now you listen to what Ollie's saying. Now you're trusting Ollie's words. Cool. Now we're not playing with two DMs or two defensive mind. One guy this morning, this is what he tweeted me. He uses a DM and a box-to-box. However, the box-to-box isn't getting forward enough and isn't adding extra creativity and goals. What do you call a box-to-box midfielder that doesn't get forward? DM! Legit, bruv. Like, it's madness. It's madness. I, by the way, agree. On a real level, he is a box-to-box. Pogba's a box-to-box. Then call it that when the starting lineup's picked. Don't say that it's two DMs sitting back being negative, protecting the back four, and then discount one of those DMs scoring 4 goals. Because I think 4 goals this season for a box-to-box is good. 4 goals for a DM is excellent. But that's where you see the cognitive dissonance kick in and the triggered approach. So, oh no, my agenda's now bit me in the backside. Do you remember Igal yesterday or the day before saying that you can't take goals against championship teams seriously, i.e. Tottenham beating Brentford isn't an achievement. But yet he rates Buendia because Buendia is scoring goals in the championship. Do you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying, bruv? It's just hilarious. Oh, Yusuf here says, Terry compared Henderson and McTominay. Get the Scousers trick. Listen, Scott McTominay is about the same level as Jordan Henderson as a footballer, technically. Facts. Facts, in my opinion. Do me a favor, everyone, and smash that like button. Sign up to the Discord now. But I want to have a serious conversation here. Why is everyone so triggered by McTominay? That's the question. That's what we're going to speak about this morning. You either come on the show and tell me why you're triggered and moan about something. Get it off your chest. Take your time with it. Get it off your chest. Or why are people so triggered by Scott McTominay? Why are people so angry about Scott McTominay? What has Scott McTominay done to you? Stolen your girl? Has your girlfriend got a poster of Scotty Mac on the wall, bruv? Shirt off, abs looking trim. Is she like trying to grate cheese on his stomach? She's like, oh. Is that what it is, bruv? Is that what it is? There has to be a reason why Scotty Mac has triggered you to the nth degree. It ain't that he's that bad a footballer. Because it can't be. These are the same Man United fan who loved Gary Neville, loved Fletcher, loved O'Shea, loved Wes Brown. Even cheer for Scotty Mac. I'm going to say a little saying here, right? I mean this. Scott McTominay is a better footballer than Anderson. Anderson, he's a midfield magician. To the left, to the right, to the samba beat. Him, right? Scott McTominay is better than him. He is. He's just not playing in as good an era and in as good a team. But why so triggered? And on the DNA thing, like the DNA thing isn't about footballing ability as such. The DNA of Man United, the United way, is all about application, attitude, passion, desire, determination, work rate, dedication. I might have already said that word. I might have repeated myself. That's what it's about, bruv. And that's what is required. The elite end, the players that are endeared for life, are the ones who have both the talent and the DNA. Collectively, together, the Wayne Rooneys, the Ryan Giggs, the Cantonars, the Cristianos, the Rio Ferdinands, the Patrice Everards. These guys have the attitude that's required, and then they have the ability. But all of those players were part of squads that had Scott McTominay's in them. That's why I can't disrespect Scott McTominay to the nth degree. I'm never going to call the man like an amazing baller, but trust me, you ain't ever winning anything without people of that ilk in your squads in the Premier League. In my opinion, you need that, bruv. 110%. 110%. We're going to start calling him now Scotty McCry because he makes the world cry. It's amazing. But no one, phone up, Skype lines are open. Not Skype lines, they're not open. StreamYard lines, links in the description below. You're out of your mind about he's better than Anderson. He's better than Anderson. 110%. I can now put the comments up. They weren't working before. 110%. He is better than Anderson. He's definitely a better footballer than Anderson. Do you know, I don't know this to be a fact, but I'm going to go and search for the facts now. Anderson and United, right? Hang on. I've put in anger management. It's come up with bloody predictive texting. Right, Anderson. All right, let's have a little look here at Andy boy. Is he that old already? Oh, he ain't that old. What is he playing? Is he playing football still? Oh, yeah, he is. He's nowhere, right? So, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years at Manchester United, he played 181 games and got 9 goals. Let's have a little look at Scott. And he was definitely a box-to-box. Definitely a box-to-box. Let's have a little look at Scotty Mack here, right? Scotty Mack, 11 goals in 106 games. He's better than him. I would say Anderson was a better dribbler of the ball. Anderson's left foot was pretty good. Couldn't use his right foot whatsoever. Yeah. Anderson was a great character. Do you know the irony, bro? Do you know the irony in this? Anderson is the epitome. Anderson almost has none of the Man United DNA. Fun guy, though. And because he was fun, everyone loved him. Trust me, if Anderson had no vibes, if Anderson was from Basingstoke, ginger hair, looked a little bit sort of like ill, do you know what I mean? Like really pale white skin, like bit spotty, ginger hair, didn't dance, and had no crack, like had no vibe, had no funness coming out of him. Man United fans would have treated him worse than Darren Gibson. 100% worse than Darren Gibson. And I love Anderson, but I love the character. The footballer, don't talk to me about him as a footballer. He was so average. Andrew here says CFC spoiled, AFC deluded, LFC arrogant, Man United reactionary, City and Spurs not applicable. I like that. That's a good super chat. That's a good one. Everybody laugh. Scott Mack got more goals than Aubameyang and Werner. Well, I don't know if that's true. Is that true? Nah, it can't be true. Definitely more than Aubameyang. He's on 4 goals, though. Let's praise the boy. Let's praise the boy. Morning, Neats. What's going on? I had an interesting conversation with Anita yesterday. Quite enjoyable, to be fair. Oh, well. Mctominay isn't good enough to start. But he is. But he is. But he is. He is. He is. He is good enough. He is. Terry, hindsight is a very lucrative commodity fluids. Ah, there we go. Morning, Stro. What's going on, brother? Hope you're all good. Right, we're going to get some of you callers on. I want to know what you're triggered about. I want to know about Scott McTominay. Liverpool fans, Michael Oliver has admitted that Pickford should have been sent. I don't see the point of that article coming out. It's just going to drum up more. It's very clever. It just, the week before, think about it, the build-up to the biggest Northwest derby in my lifetime is next Sunday. And the first bit of news that comes out is Liverpool got done by the refs. Liverpool fans have always believed that refs are paid by Fergie. Like Fergie owns them. And now they believe this. Over 500 people watching. Get that like button hit now, people. Yes, Ram, my guy. What's going on, brother? All right, who's coming on the show first? First on the show, we're going to get Daniel, the Arsenal fan. Danny boy, what you saying, bro?
Morning, Terry. How are you, bro?
What you saying?
Well, yesterday, the FA Cup performance, I'm really happy with one, but shocking performance. I was so angry that game. I just lost it. Willian, this guy, he is against us. He's against us. Literally, Chelsea fans have always joked about Agent Czech, Agent Louise, Agent Gallas. This guy is an agent, Terry. He is against us. Literally, I wouldn't even. I would actually tell the players, do not pass the ball to this guy. He is against us. He is that bad. I generally feel he's against us. He just come here to just get his big wage and just chill. He's that bad.
Bro, we told you about Willian in the sense of, in fairness, I felt Chelsea fans were a little bit harsh on him sometimes at the club. But he was on the decline. He was finished. To pay him the money you are and put man on a free
220 grand as well, Terry.
220 3 years, bruv. You're going to experience 3 years.
Yeah, bruv, he's not leaving
in 3 years' time. Like do you know how the world? Go back 3 years and look what was happening in the world compared to now. You got 3 years, bruv.
Does this club not learn from the Özil situation? And secondly, Aubameyang, I'm so worried about him. He's generally gone missing. I know he scored, but the amount of easy chances he missed, and it's not like a 6 weeks of form. He's been off form for 4 months.
Finished.
I think.
No, listen, it's a mad one, but listen, thank you, Danny boy, for coming on, having your say, mate. Really do appreciate it, big man. Next up, we're gonna have Stevie. What you triggered about Stevie?
He's got a point. He's got a point about Willian, man. I just put there literally, right? If we went to penalties last night, right? Yeah. It would be 4-4, right? They score their penalty, and it will be Willian who deliberately misses the penalty.
Right? We wouldn't deliberately miss, would it?
But then again, like I see a lot of how social media is these days with football. Right, the sway from one to the other, right, and just not sticking on one sort of course, right, just to suit people's agenda. It's comical at times.
On a real with the Scott McTominay thing, it made me die this morning, bruv, because I'm sitting there, and every time we played the double pivot, our fans the Ollie outers have moaned that it's too negative, it's too defensive, we don't need 2 DMs, and that's what they've referred to it as. When Paul Pogba's played there, whether it's been alongside Scotty, whether it's been alongside Fred or Matic, the criticism of Ollie is, why are you playing Pogba out of position in a DM role next to another DM? Suddenly, Scotty scores a few goals, and it's, well, he's not actually a DM, he's a box-to-box. So then that means Pogba's box-to-box, and there is no excuse for him not to get forward and create and score. Now, I'm not attacking Pogba here because I love Paul Pogba, but this is what you say. Agendas are what agendas do, and eventually they bite you on the arse, and I'm no longer triggered by it.
Because it always comes up with one situation where I want to be part of this to suit my agenda, but it goes completely against what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then I've had this one guy that I've seen on socials for ages telling me, well, Ollie said that he's this. I'm like, bruv, I see tweets from you every day attacking things Ollie says, and now, because it suits your purpose, you're like, but Ollie said it. Ollie said it's true. I love it. Do you know what?
I just also add that
men are weak men.
Can I also just add that I think what's probably now keeps with you lot is Bay, right? And now you're in the same situation. I think always you were in a situation anyway in terms of the January. This is why I said the January transfer window. Whoever does the best business will end up winning the league, right? If Liverpool go out and buy a centre back, right, they've got every chance of winning the league. If you go and buy a centre back, because Bailly, let's be honest, he's like breaking straw, right? No,
mate, I hear you on that, bro.
You're not getting a set.
I think you're right. Stevie
what it will do is will leave Man City for the title race if you two don't strengthen.
I hear you on that, Steve. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for coming on, guys. I want to hear what triggers you. You got to come on with something that triggers you. Come on. This is therapy, brothers and sisters. We have a few sisters watching, mainly brothers. We're going to go to Ray next. Ray, what's triggering you this morning? What's making you angry?
Makes me angry how much Ollie relies on Dan James and Harry Maguire when there's other players in the team that could play better and make the team better.
Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest.
AKA, as I said the other day on the show, play Bailly and Twanzemi at back. It worked. I had so much confidence in that pairing last night until Eric got injured. When Maguire came on, I'm like, oh no, here we go. We didn't concede, thankfully. Martial, in my opinion, needs to go elsewhere. in my opinion.
There we go.
I think he's a good.
Why has he got to go elsewhere? What's wrong with him?
I think he's for a centre forward, for a Man United centre forward. Look back at history. Andy Cole, York, Van Nistelrooy, all have been consistent in either form or scoring goals or making goals.
There we go. Ray's had his say. Not happy with Maguire. I mean, look, he had to bring Maguire on yesterday because Bailly got in. I suppose my caveat to, I'll get you triggered by it. You're allowed to be triggered by it, but he probably plays the other two more than Bailly because he knows Bailly's made of biscuits, mate. Eric Biscuit Bailly. Next up, we've got Sib. Sib's on the show. What are you saying, Sib? What's triggering you today, my brother?
I just saw something on Twitter and I'm fucking angry, bro.
What is it? Get it out. Go on. I've just seen your tweet. Is it Rants? Is it Rants you're triggered at?
I know Rants. I know he's your friend, but that guy is not a United fan. He's not a United fan. He's a fucking consumer. Remember when he said the only reason Solskjaer got the United job is because he's white? Remember that?
Yes.
That guy always talks absolute bullshit. And I'm done. I'm done with him, honestly. He's the reason why I stopped watching Coldbridge, because I just couldn't take it anymore. He's always talking nonsense. And I know he's your friend and everything.
Okay,
Defend him, but
no, it's not about defending him.
I'm done.
This show is about people airing their what they're triggered about, right? Let me ask you this question. So, what is it that he said yesterday? I get your point about the Ollie thing. What is it he said yesterday? I see you tag me in a tweet. What is it he said yesterday that's like infuriated you?
He was commenting on a quote about Ollie Solskjaer made about Scott McTominay, him having a United DNA and everything, and basically that just triggered him. And Scott McTominay is shit. That's why he hates Ollie. Ollie must fuck off, and he must fuck off with Maguire. You're gonna watch that thing. You're gonna see it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Aaron was on the stream too.
I've had about 4 people send it to me, so I'm gonna watch it later. Aaron was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron was there too.
What's wrong? What's wrong with Rant saying that?
It's hyperbolic, mate. It's always over the top. You can criticize. Okay, we get it. You don't like McTominay. Criticize, but for you to say he's shit and he doesn't deserve to be at United, come on now. That's way over the top. Way over the top.
There we go. Sib Daddy say this morning. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. We're going to get to some more callers now. Next up, we've got Michael. Michael's on the show. What are you saying, Mike?
How you doing, Terry?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. What's triggering you this morning?
A lot of the fans that are coming on that are bringing Ollie down constantly, the team, not giving the player a chance, always going on about Martial, Pogba, McTominay, Fred. We've got a team that can win the league. And people didn't realise that you listen to a lot of Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, and most importantly, the ones that are really quiet are the Man City fans that are just going about their business very quietly. They're not that far behind us. And at the end of the day, everybody's going on about injuries and they're going about Pogba. They're going about saying Pogba doesn't want to be at the club. Let the player play. Let Pogba play his game. He's a World Cup winner. He's one of the best players in the world, one of the best midfielders in the world. We've got a fantastic youth development going forward. Mason Greenwood, Fossa Mensah, Twinzabe. These players deserve chances in the team. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's given them that chance. And everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. Why is he playing these players? Luke Shaw's not doing as well as what he should be. Luke Shaw's one of the best players at Old Trafford. People didn't realise that, and I've heard yourself many a times boost Luke Shaw up and say that Luke Shaw deserves more credit. We've got Williams that goes at right back. He shouldn't have been played at left back. He's at a right back last night. He was fantastic at right back. And I think to myself, we've got a strategy. Always got a strategy. We win on Tuesday night. We go top of the league, and everybody's sitting there saying, "Oh, Ollie's got there by luck." We've not got there by luck. We've got there by the way that he's built the club over the last 2 years. And that's how I feel. And I just get sick and tired of listening to people like United Stand that put fake news out there. You're the only one that's real. Rants is another one. I was just listening to the previous caller said that keeps going on. He keeps being negative towards the club about Ollie, get Ollie out. Listen, at the end of the day, let him take the position of the job in Man United job to see how hard the job is. Because at the end of the day, going forward, Ollie's the man going forward. Maybe he's not going to be with us long term, but he's got the club to a position that we're looking positive to saying, well, if we didn't win the league this year, we're going to be pushing, but I believe that 21's coming this year.
There we go. Michael's had his say. He's got it off his chest. Thank you for coming to church, mate. We'll speak to you again soon, Mikey boy. Thank you very, very much. The link's in the description below. Come on, this is Triggered. You can come on and tell us what's frustrating you this morning. You can come get it off your chest. Next up on the show, we're going to have Pricey. What you saying, mate? Good morning.
Hey, Terry, man. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good. What do you want to say?
Good, mate. I just want to quickly say, mate, I watch you every day from Adelaide in South Australia, mate, and I really appreciate everything that you do, mate. It takes half my work day watching all your clips, mate, and your live feed, mate, and it's bloody brilliant. So anyway,
Appreciate
I just want to say, mate, as a United fan that started following United from the mid '80s, I'm 41, and just seeing how United have transformed over the last 12 months, just to how competitive they are. I'm a little bit worried about the fan base and the way that they're getting a little bit ahead of themselves. Where I think, this time last year, I was definitely Ollie out. I'm not Ollie out at the moment. I'm taking each game as it comes, and I'm enjoying the ride. And we're going really well. And I'm never going to. I know the type of United fans that will root against a team because they want Ollie not to succeed. I'm not that kind of person. But I am a little bit. We're not playing great football, even though we're getting results, and the champion teams do get that. But I am a little bit worried, and I just think maybe we need to take a breath and just worry about just getting the team formation. Like Van der Beek. Van der Beek should be playing more. Just little things like that, and moving forward slowly.
I hear you on that, bro. So go on, mate.
Yeah, sorry, go. No, you go, mate.
No. Listen, I get where you're coming from completely. I want to see Van der Beek in the team. I thought he was average yesterday, but that was more to do with the fact that he has no rhythm to his game and he needs more exposure. And I do agree. Do you know, for me, I'm really in the middle of a lot of fans at the minute. You've got man like Alfie on the show, 100% convinced 21's coming. We had Michael before, 21 is coming. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum, the kind of rants of this world that are just, we ain't winning anything with this guy. I'm never going to back Ollie. I really feel in the middle of both those groups. I'm not getting overtly even if we go top by 3 points, even if we beat Liverpool next Sunday and we go 6 points.
Would you be confident? Would you be confident?
If we win our next two games, I'll be confident we can be part of a title race. I still don't have full confidence that we can win the league. I think those are two different things. I think people are conflating title race and winning it.
Title.
Yeah, the same thing. And that's because they want to be able to frat out. But listen, Pricey, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it. Take care, mate. Thank you. Next up, we're gonna have Jacob. Jacob, what you triggered about, son?
Just when we're playing Harry and Lindelof together, and how we have to pay such depth in the line and not a higher line, instead of playing Maguire and Transabi or Bailly, and actually having a higher line near the halfway line, and not having two CDMs to have to protect the two centre backs, when we could have like Van der Beek and Bruno together with one CDM instead of having to cover for the lack of speed and that. You get what I mean?
Do you know what? I hear you on that. I mean, that's part of the reason why I put out what I did today. I was quite impressed. I didn't realize that Scott McTominay scored 4 goals this season playing in that, what you just called a CDM role. And I think that's a fairly good achievement. I would like to see, though, one CDM used with 2 8s or box to box or more attack minded. I don't really care about the name of it. Really. Attack minded midfielders either side. But you're right.
Mctominay is a lot better when he's going forward.
See, I'm the other way. I think Mctominay's better when he's breaking up play and being a nuisance and hurrying people and rushing around. I suppose everyone's got a different view. What I find really interesting is just this morning, people, I suppose my only real issue that triggers me a little bit is, but now I just learned to poke fun at them rather than trying to fight them, is the people that change things. So you've just said there, double pivot, 2 CDMs. And then when I tweet something, I'm not saying you've done this, Jacob, but I then tweet Scott McTominay is the highest scoring CDM in top flight European football. And then people say, yeah, but he's a box-to-box midfielder. Those two things can't coexist at the same time in one opinion. You can't use 2 CDMs and be too defensive-minded, but equally one of those DMs be a box-to-box. That is literally oxymoronic. And I think that, for me, is what I love about both the overtly positive and the overtly negative Man United fans. Every single day, they do themselves. They just go around in circles, making themselves look like prats. But by the way, like your tattoo, that looks nice, bruv.
Sweet, man. I've got to.
Good bit of work. It's good. Jacob, top man, thanks for coming on the show and having your say.
Mate.
Links in the description below if you want to come on and tell us what you're triggered about today. Next up, we've got Tuchel in. He's a Chelsea fan. Tuchel in, what you saying?
Hello, Terry. How's your day been?
My day's good. What are you triggered about, bro? You sound like you're asleep. What are you triggered about?
Yeah, I'm asleep from all of this watching the football. I'm tired of watching. So this week has been an upside down because you've had to think, as Chelsea fans, we've had to think about where we stand with Lampard out and Lampard in. I think that Arsenal game really divided most of us, and I certainly think that if we had a better manager, we'd be doing better right now, because I can't see any progression when we have better players and we're regressing from last season.
Listen, I hear where you're coming from. I've said for a while now, I think Chelsea fans are being a bit trigger happy. There's a reason that you went for Lampard. There's a reason that you've gone for a fledgling manager. I think you're trying to develop youth. You're trying to do things a little differently to what you've done in the past. Honestly, I would say to Chelsea fans, be very careful about wanting Lampard out, because a lot of the things that's part of this sort of new project that you're trying to do is about developing young players. Even giving Kai Havertz is talented. In Chelsea's history, if a young player comes in, purchased or through the academy, that isn't hitting the ground running inside their first year, 18 months, doesn't start performing, you guys move them on and go on to somebody else. I was under the impression, or Chelsea fans convinced me, that the reason that you had a Lampard was to sort of go for a longer term plan to develop these kids, rather than creating more KDBs, rather than seeing your Shalabas end up at Watford. They become established players within your own team. I think if you get rid of Lampard and go for a manager and go for this win now approach, quite a few of your young talented players purchased them through your academy are going to end up falling by the wayside. So I'd be very careful what you wish for, because it could end up being a double-edged sword. But listen, bro, thank you for coming on, having your say, mate. I appreciate it. Next up, we're going to have, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm very, very sorry. Ejiro, something along those lines. The camera keeps going on and off. He might turn his camera back on in a second. It's either Ejiro, something like this, I think is his name. We can get him on the show. Hey, are you there, buddy?
What's up, Terry?
How you doing? How do you pronounce your name?
Oh, Gyro.
Gyro, I got it right. Cool.
Yeah.
What you triggered about? What do you want to say, bro?
Rants, man. He talks too much crap, man. Like, he makes no sense. I don't know if you can tell from my accent. I'm actually Nigerian. I live in the US. Like, he just talks too much crap, man. He makes no sense. And I honestly think he's a race baiter, man. Like, he just talks too much crap, man. I mean, I get his analysis about the games and stuff like that, but I just think he's too negative, and he's just, I don't know. I just can't stand the guy, man. And he really triggers me. I used to watch him, but I stopped watching him. So it's like, he needs to just relax, and he always has a Lee Gunner on. I like Lee Gunner. He's a nice Arsenal fan. He's a good commentator. I like his analysis, but like, I don't know, man. Rance, I don't know. He just needs to like relax and be more positive and just sit back and analyze the game. Like, I understand where he's coming from sometimes, but I don't know, man. He just needs to relax. Seriously.
Listen, I listen. This is the point of this show. People can come out and have their say. Like, Rance, for me, I like what he does, and I don't take a lot of what he does overtly seriously. In not in a disrespectful way. I think he's there trying to trigger people. He's there having fun. Like, I know he does things like he tweets things, and then he mutes the responses, so he doesn't even see what people say back to him. So he doesn't like with respect to him. He doesn't really care what people think, and I kind of like that about him. Listen, do I agree? Do I understand how he can hate Ollie? No, I don't understand how that emotion can be possible.
I don't understand. Like, I don't. What and it annoys me. Like, we're second or first. It doesn't matter. Ollie's doing a good job. Like, give the guy to the end of the season, and then we can then go from there. Just you can't. Okay, so he says, "Oh, Ollie wins the league. He's still Ollie out." Seriously, bro. That's just being arrogant and being stubborn. You're not gonna go anywhere in life if you don't have that kind of thinking. It makes no sense.
I understand what you're saying, mate. Listen, Jaro, thanks for coming on the show, mate, and having you say. Really appreciate it, my brother. Look after yourself. Take care. Thank you. Super chat here from Anthony Jones, who says, F the agendas. We are in an effing title race. Be gassed. Enjoy the run. We are on. We've so wanted this since Sir Alex Ferguson left. The year we came second, it never felt like never felt like this. 21 is coming. We are going to smoke Liverpool. Do you know what, bro? I actually hope you're right. I hope you're right. I don't have your confidence, bro, but I do hope you're right. Next up on the show, telling us why he's triggered is going to be Idris. I can see he's ceiling. The camera's moving around and he's ceiling. It's very strange. When I see his face, I'll put him on. Idris, I can see your ceiling, bruv. There we go. Now I can see. Oh, he's got a mask on. Idris, what you triggered about, bro? What you triggered about, bruv?
We have just too much negative fans around. Like, for a long time, we've not been this successful. I don't know why people feel like they have to be this negative about the team. We did 9 changes, 9, and the team won. We rested almost the full team. I mean, why are people so negative? Oli is doing the best job since Sir Alex. So right now, I just feel like we should just give him the support. The players have been improving. They are better. At least these guys are not the best that we are used to, but they are better than we've had probably since 2010, 2011. Because for me, even the team that won with Alex, that team was horrible. We had few superstars that won that league. But that team was that good. Because if you think about it, Rio was on his dying legs. Vidic was, if you really think about it, that team was just about dead before Sir Alex left. So the idea that this team is not doing good is funny for me because I think this is the best we've had. And I see a lot of parts to it that are good. Even with Maguire, when people want to... Maguire, before we signed him, think about it. He was one of the best defenders in the league. Most of these people that are negative about him were hoping that he would come in. Come on, guys. I don't know. I don't understand this.
I thought about Maguire the other day, right? There's a lot of people revising history now and telling us that we were a better team under Jose, that they preferred things under Jose. Jose this, Jose that. Jose's team that came second doing X, Y, and Z. This team's just trash. And I'm like, so you're now backing the manager you wanted out last time. Equally, Jose was desperate to sign Maguire as well. He tried to sign Maguire. It's brilliant. Listen, Harry Maguire, honestly, yesterday, we were looking dodgy at the back in that first half when we had Tuanzebe and Bailly. Maguire came on and we looked a lot better. He got his head to nearly every single cross that came into the box. And I'm like, see, honestly, I think people, if we lost Maguire like Liverpool lost Van Dijk, we fall out of this title race.
Oh,
and
definitely.
Absolutely. Listen, Idris, you get back to work, mate. Enjoy your day. Be safe wherever you are. You got to wear a mask. So you be safe, brother, and take care of yourself. Dinesh here with Super Chat says, Terry, nothing to do about football today in cricket in Australia. Indian player was racially abused was racist abused. He reported to the match officials and the fans were kicked out of the ground. Hopefully this happens in all sports. 110%. I didn't hear about that. I haven't read about that. But yeah, 110%. That's got to happen in all sports. And I'm sorry to hear about that. Next up on the show, we're going to have Joey Baker. Joey Baker, welcome to the show. What's triggering you, brother?
All good, Terry. All good. I'm not triggered at all, man. Actually, I'm agreeing with some of the callers that called in, like Gyro and Pricey and them. I don't see why you have to be negative if you support a club. I mean, if we support United, it's all about winning and backing the players and backing the manager. It doesn't really matter who's playing and who's managing the club. For me, it's about supporting the club. And like again, if players are not playing well, it's good to criticize them, but you still got to support them because you're supporting the club. So at the end of the day, I don't see why people are negative. If you're negative, I would say find a new club. It's just as easy as that. Then you can go and.
Joey, I do hear it. I mean, there's a comment here that says, Terry, why doesn't Maguire score with more of his headers? And I sort of hear that. I mean, that'll be the next thing to complain about when it comes to Maguire. What I've noticed with a lot of United fans, and I don't really know the psychology behind why, but you got kind of, I feel like quite a lot of Ollie outers are massive fans of Pogba and Martial, and now Van der Beek. I think they've kind of adopted Van der Beek because he hasn't been starting a lot. If Van der Beek was a regular and we weren't performing to the way they thought, to the standard they thought we should be, they would probably out him as well. But what I find is that their favorite players are not regarded by the media or by the massive Man United fans as being integral to the team's growth. So a year ago they demanded improvement. That improvement has come, but their favorite players have not. I don't think have been regarded as the most integral. And there are some players they just don't like that have been. So I think Scott McTominay, in some people's eyes, has been more important to this team, and Maguire had been more important to our growth than maybe Paul Pogba has. Rashford has turned into being a more important player and a more consistent player than Martial. Bruno's come in and been more stand out in his performances than Paul Pogba. Now, for me as a Man United fan, I recognize that. But at the same time, I still love Paul Pogba and I support Anthony Martial. And if over the next 12 months, Pogba becomes a star and Martial becomes a star, my stance doesn't change because overtly I want Man United improving and moving forward. For some people, I do think that they just want if their favorite players are not being recognized as the best, they will look for ways because they don't actually support the club in the same way that maybe you do or I do. Their way of supporting their team is based on their favorite players. And I think that we're living in a world now where lots of fans support football in different ways, but we're seeing it all amalgamate and become public because of social media. And the only thing I disagree with is some of the stuff I've seen in the last few days. I haven't watched any of the videos yet, but people talking about like, I hate this person did. I find like that too far. Like there's only one footballer in my lifetime I've really hated, and that was Luis Suarez, and there was good reason for it. But maybe,
I can understand that.
There we go. Joey, listen, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks,
having your day, mate. Thank you very, very much. Next up, Joey. Joey, what do you want to say, bro?
Hey, how you doing, Terry?
Yeah, it's not Joey, by the way. It's Joshua. Sorry, Joshua. What are you saying, mate?
Oh, Terry. Firstly, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I haven't spoken to you since last year.
Yes, true. Yeah. Happy New Year to you as well.
I just wanted to touch on two quick topics. It's not necessarily that I'm triggered, but more so something that could potentially trigger people. I feel like as much as Bruno Fernandes is our best midfielder, I feel like Fred is our most essential midfielder. Primarily just due to his decisiveness and his tenacious ability when it comes to actually lunging into a tackle, breaking up play, and redistributing the ball. I've been riding his coattails since even before anybody was riding the Fred train, and I just feel like he's not given his due. We tend to talk about Matic and McTominay, but Fred has been one of the most consistent footballers at the club for who knows how long at this point. I just feel like Fred needs to be recognized as a critical component in terms of our playmaking, redistribution, winning the ball back, and pretty much just initiating the counter-attack. And then secondly, when it comes to this whole CDM versus box-to-box process, I don't think it's as black and white as playing two CDMs or playing a box-to-box and a CDM. I think it's a matter of breaking down the phases of play. I think outside of possession, when we're in a defensive position, we're definitely playing two CDMs. both Fred and McTominay, or McTominay and Matic, they sit deep and they defend. But in possession, we have one of those CDMs sit in the midfield, traditional CDM position, and the other one launches forward. And they tend to alternate between that process depending on who's in possession at the time.
And Joshua, so I'm going to cut in there. What you've said is absolutely accurate. And the reason for my tweet this morning and my kind of poking of the bear is because I know what you're saying is true. There's two things. A 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3 are the same formation.
Yeah.
If you watch to a degree, and what I mean by that is there's a base formation you start in as a shape, but most teams are fluid when they're in the ball. The formation. If you watch Man United at 2-0 up when we're out of possession, the formation looks different to when we're in possession, or it will change throughout the course of the game. And I think that sometimes we get overly focused on the starting lineup as it appears on the graphics on the TV screen. For me, it's just a base. From that point, a 4-2-3-1, Bruno will drop into midfield sometimes. That suddenly becomes a 4-3-3, or you'll get the wide players will drop back into the midfield, and it becomes it almost becomes a 4-2-1-1. It's just mad. When you look at average positions of players in across 4 or 5 different games, the base formation is the same, but the average position changes because your opponents are different. We all know this. I know McTominay is a box-to-box. I know that in my heart of hearts. My point is, if you call him a box-to-box, you have to put Pogba as a box-to-box when he plays. But these same fans will say that Pogba hasn't scored any goals because we're playing him as a DM, not as a box-to-box where he should be. They change their tune depending on who they're either defending or criticizing, and it's laughable. And we can all see through it. And I'm just at a point now where I like to poke fun at it because it's hilarious. And you see this hypocrisy. We either play with 2 DMs or we play with a DM and a box-to-box. I think we play with a DM and a box-to-box in a double pivot. And of course, when you're defending, you want both back. When you're attacking, you want one of them to go forward and help out with that attack. So I totally understand why people want better than Scott McTominay. You want somebody with, ideally, you want somebody with his physicality and athleticism, but with better passing ability. If you could actually give his physicality to Matic, we'd have a star there, like in my view. Or and for me, it's
give
just
his height to Fred.
Yeah,
Give McTominay's height to Fred.
it's just the hyperbolic nature of people. But I'm just at a stage now where I like to laugh at it. We had a gal on the other day, and it's all fun and games. But I keep giving the example. Scoring against championship teams means nothing to me. Oh, I really want Buendia. Have you seen what he's done this year in the championship? I thought scoring it happens all the time. We have the ability merchant. Stats mean nothing, Terry. Stats are overrated. Don't listen to stats. Terry, Bruno's not very good. He gives the ball away 1 in every 4 passes. Oh, that's the stat you like then. Yeah, I love the agendas. Josh, you're an absolute ledge. Thanks for coming on the show, mate. Thank you very much. Next up, we're gonna have GNA TV on the show. What you saying, bro?
I'm not bad, bro. I want to bounce off the topic about our midfield. Listen, all I'm going to say is many people want our favourite players to play, and we've seen our best midfield play. We've seen Pogba, Bruno and Fred play. And did it work? Did they play fluent football? Personally, against Sevilla, we did lose. I think like our back line and our attackers let us down in that game. I feel like they did play well in that game. But would I play it consistently? No. What I'd actually say is our best midfield is McFred and Bruno as they can, because Fred is he's just a powerhouse, and he's proved that this season. And Terry, when my name was the realist AC and I was sending super chats through, I said Fred will improve this season, and look what's happened. He's been one of our best players this season.
He has, and I've been impressed with Fred for over a year now. He had a little period after lockdown where he didn't look too great, but he's been very but that's normal. All players are up and down moments. He's been very good for, I would say, a good 13, 14 months. Been really impressed with him. There's no doubt about it. And for me, as I've always said, I have no real agenda. Like, there's certain things I don't like about particular players. I'll always say Pogba and Fred, the one thing about both their games I dislike is they give the ball away in and around their box too regularly for me at the elite end, and that's going to cost you at some time. Scott McTominay, his distribution isn't at the level that I would like it to be. I don't know if that can improve. That is what it is. Rashford can sometimes be rash. Sometimes he can shoot when he should pass, and he can pass when he should shoot. But is he doing that overtly more than other elite level attacking players? I don't believe there's any evidence to suggest that as an example. You know, there's a problem with every single player. And I think if every Liverpool fan was honest and every Chelsea fan was honest, if you go through your favorite players, you can find issues with them. I remember David Beckham. We all loved him. People moaned that he just can't beat a man there. He ain't quite got enough pace. You know, whatever. Oh, Ryan Giggs. All right, his right foot's a bit weak, though, isn't it? There's always an issue with every player. Rooney used to leave his position and chase off after the ball. Like that, you can always find a problem with 99% of players, because 99% of players have that. I think we've just become a little bit too hyperbolic. We've become far too polarized in our opinions. But I'm just laughing at it now because I find it quite funny. Listen, you're a top man. Thank you for coming on, mate. Thank you, brother. Listen, everyone who's tuned in this morning, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. We're going to be back later on today. I actually don't know what games are on today. I should, but I don't know. What we got? We'll go live after Man City, Birmingham. No, actually, after Chelsea, Morecambe, we'll go live. We'll probably go live after Tottenham's game as well. But that's going to be... Who are they playing? I've never even heard of that club. Are they playing the Marines? Are they playing the actual Royal Marines? Brav. That's amazing, actually. Fair play. So, yeah, we'll go live after that. That United show is back this evening, 9 p.m. So make sure you're tuning into that. We'll be going live. It's going to be an interesting show tonight, building up to the big game. In the week, we've got some big collaborations coming up. Myself, Lee Gunner, Tuesday, we're going live. We're going to have James Redmond on the channel again next week, as well as myself and Joey from Cheeky Sport and Give Me Sport. We're going to be putting something together as well, and hopefully a bit of Hugh Wizzy. Man like Hugh the Wizzy on the show. Listen, everyone, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. Take care. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.